15-year-old Dina. I mean, that was 14 years ago. I think she would not believe that we have a baby now. And I think she would be very surprised to learn that I married Mahmud, because when I was 15, I didn't really like him at school. Hi, Elle. I'm Dina Dash. I'm the founder of Dash Management. I started Dash Management when I was a junior in uni in 2015. And it's actually a funny story because it didn't start as an agency. It was just a project that I wanted to do, and it was called Dash BeautyCon. So it was a beauty conference that I had the idea. I wanted to gather all the players in the industry under one roof for one day. So it was just about when influencers started to become known on Instagram. And then I thought that's the perfect opportunity for me to grab them and have them come to an event for free, because I didn't really have the money. And so I contacted a lot of brands to be sponsors. And then those who were crazy enough to take the risk and go sponsor an event that was done by a 19-year-old were the sponsors. And then all the influencers came to do panel talks and meet and greets. And then I got the fans, and then I got Samir Khuzaimi from Lebanon as a guest of honor. And then we did a lot of activities, a lot of activations, a lot of freebies, and then I marketed for it. I sold tickets, me and my mom and my family and friends in uni and in different areas in Cairo. And then 3 months later, Dash BeautyCon it happened. And it was really successful. It was covered by the media and was a hit in 2015, where none of these kinds of events were really happening. And so during Dash BeautyCon, I went on stage and I announced that this is the launch of Dash Management, my marketing agency that I'm going to operate after I graduate, which was a year after. And so that was the start of Dash Management. And surprisingly, all the brands that participated in Dash BeautyCon waited for another year until I graduated, and then they became the first clients of Dash Management. So when I was 8, I wanted to be a Spice Girl, and I was convinced, I choose who I want to be when I grow up. And specifically, I wanted to be Scary Spice, but that didn't happen. And then I wanted to be a wedding planner for as long as I can remember, but that never went through too. I read a lot of books and I researched a lot, but I never really pursued it. And then when I was in high school, I started a cupcake business, actually. Not a lot of people know about that, but I started a cupcake business. It was called Cupcake Fantasy, and I sold cupcakes in the winter carnival at school, and also when I went to uni, I sold cupcakes there. Mahmud, my husband, now helped me a lot. My mom baked, I decorated, and then that's just the business model. And then now I have Dash Management. So I never really planned for Dash Management, but it just feels I don't know, I manifested it. I disagree completely. عشان أنا صاحبة مليون بال يعني I agree that some people can only focus on one thing at a time, and that's absolutely fine. But for me, I'm someone who has to be a wife, be a mom, have a fully operating company, have a clothing line, think of what's next, and I always have to have my plate so full that I feel I'm good. أنا صاحبة مليون بال at the same time. Currently being a mom, because I'm just I'm a new mom and it's all very new to me. بس في نفس الوقت I just feel I was made to do this. I don't know. It's just my favorite hat at the moment. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna speak in my case, because Mahmoud and I, we go way back. We went to school together and we've been together since high school. So we were always best friends. And Mahmoud is a really good friend, and he taught me how to be a good friend too. So I feel we have that kind of special bond, and whatever happens in life, and whenever we get into a fight or I'm frustrated, the silliest thing he would do would make me crack and laugh, and it would just dissolve everything that just happened. And because we're friends and because I really like him, I like him a lot before I love him as my husband. And it's just, I don't know, like it's just, he's a fact in my life. So that, if you fight with your mom or your sister or your brother, like you never lose them because they are a fact, they're your family. And I feel like he kind of feeded that into our relationship. And I give him credit because he did most of the effort in that area. That's what makes us going. The most thing that scared me was not having a baby and putting my life on hold and fully concentrating on that aspect of my life for a while, but it was the responsibility of raising a sawi child. And I say sawi in Arabic because it just has a lot more value and meaning to it. And it's just like, I want to contribute to this society with as much goodness as I possibly can. And I feel like children are the future, as cliche as that sounds, but I feel like I'm very responsible to bring in someone who is well-rounded, well-educated, who's kind, who's compassionate, who is patient. And I feel like that's like the biggest responsibility, raising that kind of child. Very chaotic. I always wanted a sister. Like, I love my brothers, but I always longed for a sister. And I feel like I kind of like feed that area in me with like taking extra care of my brothers, or like having a lot of quality time with them, or like babysit my younger brother Ahmed. Like, I always try to have as much quality time like as I possibly could, but it was just very chaotic, very let's fight, let's do this, let's play that, it was just very loud. And I feel like I've become a loud person because I was raised with boys, but they've taught me a lot. Like, my older brother taught me how to drive, and that's very special. My youngest, like Ahmed, surprisingly taught me how to invest. And that's just very interesting to me. Like, he's all grown. Like, the baby that I used to babysit is just teaching me how to invest and what to get in like real estate. It's just crazy. And Karim is the sweetest. Like, Karim, like the smallest age gap between us. He just taught me so much about like what a true sibling does. Like, he's very sweet and caring, and like he would be like the most overprotective out of all of them. And I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I wouldn't mind a sister, like just 3 brothers is just too much. "15-year-old Dina." I mean, that was 14 years ago. I think she would not believe that we have a baby now. And I think she would be very surprised to learn that I married Mahmud, because when I was 15, I didn't really like him at school. And that's a plot twist. And I think she'd be happy. Like, I didn't really have the easiest childhood growing up, and I felt like I always naturally found it in me to be happy and content with what I have. And like, I'm always راضية with what I have. And I feel like that's very important. And I truly, genuinely feel content. So I think she'd be happy for us. I don't know, I think she'd be proud. I always thought of myself as someone who's very opportunistic and very hungry for more, because my mom raised us that way. Like, my mom raised us to grab on any opportunity that we had and just be the best kind of versions of ourselves. And like, I feel the more I mature and the more I grow, I slow down. And I always thought that I'm just always going to be that go-getter kind of, let's do this, let's do that, what's the next big thing? But now I'm just taking it slow, and I'm just like celebrating small stuff. I'm enjoying my life more, and that's very interesting to me, because for as long as I can remember, I was so fast-paced. Okay, this might be like a little silly or very obvious, but I would leave behind the concept of like asking, because I feel a lot of people are either afraid to ask for help, because we were wired to think that we can do it all on our own. Or in like the business world, a lot of people in a lot of meetings never ask when they don't understand something. And then after the meeting, they're like, when people gather up and they just chit chat, they're like, so when that person said that, what did that actually mean? Like the other person says, yes, I know, what did that mean? I don't know, and I don't know. And it's just like the entire room does not know what was said inside just because one person did not ask. Like, I'm a big believer in we're made to help each other one way or another. So if one person asked for help, that would create a momentum for everyone on the table to build up on that question and to pitch in, and then the end result would be a lot more fruitful. And like moms, so like I'm a mom now, and I feel like so many moms are afraid to ask for help because she's supposed to feed her baby, change her baby, do that, do this, be a good wife, keep a clean house. Like, I'm asking for every single ounce of help that I could use, and I'm asking for it loudly because why not? Like, people don't ask for help and we should ask for help more. It's very simple, but I feel like it would make like the biggest difference.